What a half for the Sacramento Kings as they lead it at the break, 65-55 over Denver. Rhino will be on with us on the postgame show. Jerry, 3 weeks ago, if I had told you that the Kings would play this well without Sabonis and Monk, you would probably say not a chance. Pretty amazing what we just saw there in the first half, wasn't it?
Oh, it was. And one of the, of course, big reasons is now the Kings really have a talented bench, which they didn't have. Obviously Jake LaRavia was outstanding, really
Yep.
the difference maker. And, of course, Keon normally comes off the bench and Valanciunas normally comes off the bench. So, I mean, for most of the first part of the season, the Kings had no bench. And now they do. And then a credit too, I thought defensively, Coach Christie made a great move playing a smaller guy on the Joker, and then using Valanciunas or whoever's kind of plays safety at the rim. And they're giving up shots, but so far Murray and Brown, Westbrook, they haven't hit.
Just so you know, there's been a little bit of a power surge here, so I look better in the dark anyway, as long as you can hear me, right?
Yeah, you look like, is this a horror movie or what? Well, we can afford electricity in Roseville, so that's good.
Let me hear. Yeah. Here. All right. So right now, the Kings are in complete control. Kind of unfortunate the way the half ended with Valanciunas fouling Murray, and he made all 3 free throws. Denver just got back from a long road trip, and they looked a little lethargic. I'm not taking anything away from the Kings because their 42-point first quarter was as good as I've seen them play. But I'm expecting Denver to really make a run here in the third. The question is, will the Kings be able to withstand it? I think they will. I like the way the Kings are playing right now.
Oh, I do too. I definitely think they're playing with a lot of confidence. They're the more aggressive team now. Knowing Coach Malone as you do and I do, he'll make adjustments at the half.
Yeah.
And we'll see then how the Kings adjust to his adjustments because they're going to do some different things to get Jokic more involved, which they just have to do. And certainly, I think for them to make a run at the Kings, Jamal Murray has to really get a game going.
Boy, he does need to get a game going, and I like the way the Kings have played. There's a little light on me, Jerry. See, look at that beautiful, handsome face.
Yeah, you're actually that's a good look for you.
Yeah, we got the shadow behind me. I like it better in the dark, Jerry. I look better with where you can't see me. The addition of Valanciunas and what he's done for this team, what a perfect fit. The guy just knows how to play. Jerry, when you coached, there are certain players that you know what you're going to get every night. You don't have to worry about it. Yeah, they might have a bad game every now and then, but by and large, you know what you're going to get every single time you put him in the game. That's Valanciunas. You know what you're going to get from the guy.
Yeah, bottom line is he's a starting center. I mean, in other words, there's probably 12 teams in this league he should be a starting center for.
Yeah.
I've said many times, just like New Orleans, he was their starting center. They got basically moved him. Now, how'd that work out for the Pelicans? Well, not very good because they weren't able to do what I think they didn't appreciate how good he was. And no, he's like you say, he's a guy you can plug in there and he's going to give you good minutes, productive minutes almost every game. And that's what you want from not just reserves, but really kind of your 4th or 5th men kind of situations too. Guys that you can count on. They don't have to put up the big numbers. They have to put up good, solid, consistent numbers.
Jerry, the Mavericks got embarrassed tonight, and I think that's going to be the story for them the rest of the year. They lost at Milwaukee 137-107. I don't think they're going to remain a top 10 team, Jerry. I think they're going to I don't see them winning 3 or 4 more games.
Well, I'm with you. I think Phoenix is probably going to catch them for that last spot because they're heading on down. It's short of, unless something really happens with Davis and Lively and those guys and they can, get a miraculous turnaround. But I think they're dead. As far as anything in playoff related. So, and I have to say too, it looks like the Clippers have been struggling of late a little bit too.
Yes, they have.
So,
they have.
The Kings right now are certainly playing better than they are.
And how about Houston?
Long way to go. Yeah.
How about Houston? What's happened to the Houston Rockets?
I think they're not a good shooting team. They're a very poor shooting team that relied on their defense. And as the years went on, I think teams have adjusted to their outstanding defense and have found ways to score. And you get more than 100 points on Houston, it's tough for them. So I think that now, if Van Vliet can come back and be sharp, which he does provide some offense and some direction for that team, so they might be able to get the ship righted.
All right, so here we are at half. Sacramento's up by 10. They had a 42-point first quarter where they were just on fire. The question is, can Laravia duplicate the second half? I mean, like he did in the first. What do you have? 15 points? Probably not. You got to figure that Jokic is going to be a little bit more effective. Nuggets look sluggish to me. I like the way the Kings are playing. I'm going to pick the Kings to win this game, Jerry. I think they're going to win. I'm going to go 123 to 114.
Well, I think the Kings going to win. I think it's going to be 120 to 117. I think the Nuggets are probably going to close it, make it give maybe a scare because they're the home team. But yeah, I like the way the Kings are playing. I think it's going to be key. Zach LaVine probably, they're going to really need Zach to have a good half. I think that because you can almost that Jake LaRavia is not going to have that kind of half. I mean, it was a marvelous job he did. He's been a marvelous defender in my mind all along, but now he's finally starting to make shots. And as you know, Grant, new guys coming over, it takes a while for him to settle in and comfortable. And now it looks like he is. And so I think you can count on good things from Jake the rest of the year.
All right, you talk about Zach LaVine. He only took 5 shots in that first half.
Yeah, they got to get him more involved. Obviously, Denver's doing a good job on him. They know how key he is. But it's going to be up to the Kings to find him for a few more shots, and be nice if you could get him some open looks in transition, because I think you're going to need about 12, 15 points out of Zach here in the second half.
Jerry, I'm looking at myself right now. I think if we had done this during our career calling games for the Kings, we may have won a few more Emmys. I think this is a good look for me.
Well, I think, actually, if we'd have had it exactly like this, where you were in the dark and I was in the light, I don't think there's any doubt. If we'd have gotten at least 2 more Emmys.
We might have been hired as the number 1 or 2 team on TNT, right? Hey, oh, man. So I think you put this trip in perspective. It's already been an outstanding trip. You have a chance to go 4-0. That would be unbelievable under the circumstances. And no Domantas Sabonis, but this team really has not missed a beat. How do you explain that? Now, I understand you got a break with Dallas. You lost Irving. They were banged up. I don't put a lot into Charlotte and Utah. They're the 2 of the worst teams in the league. But the way the Kings are playing is very impressive.
Yeah, I think with Valanciunas, he does a lot of the same things that Domas does. He defends the basket better, but he's going to rebound and score efficiently. Now, he can't pass like Domas. That's for sure. Change ends quite as good, but overall, it's not that huge adjustment from one to the other. And then, of course, tonight Monk also not there. But then again, Keon starts, and we all know Keon's one of the best players on his team, whether he starts or not. So here again, the depth of the roster just is all the difference now. They've got guys. When you say next man up. Well, the next man up needs to be a really good player. And now you can say that.
Big difference. Big difference. 65-55 at the half. Jerry, thank you very much. Don't forget, everyone, Rhino will be on with me at the post-game show. We'll take your phone calls, and looking forward to it. Jerry, enjoyed the second half.
I will. Will you and Rhino both be in the dark, or?
Well, you know what? Actually, we might. We'd be very effective if at least one of us were in the dark, and that would be me. Rhino's a lot younger than me, Jerry. He's got that youthful appearance. You and me. Well, Jerry, I got to tell you, for 81, you look damn good. So you're like, as you like to say, you're like a sex symbol.
Oh well, I am. 81 now is the new 79.
81 is the new 79. Enjoy the second half. All right. See you, everybody. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.